and this is the Adventure Zone Bureau of Balance game. I'm so excited about tonight. I'm here with my partner in crime and my partner in designing this game, Keith Baker. Hello.
Hi, everyone.
Keith, tell us about you're going to be the team lead tonight playing the game. What's your feeling? What's your strategy? Are you excited?
I am super excited. My job is to be the guy who actually knows the rules, and I'm ready for that. I think I understand them.
Yeah, I would really hope so. So the Adventure Zone Bureau of Balance game is a cooperative storytelling game. We call it that because it is a rules-light, card-based, and doesn't require a GM. So it's lighter than a heavy RPG. I sometimes call it, and I wouldn't repeat this too much, like if you made D&D into a party game. So we have some friends who are joining us tonight. Keith, tell us who is joining and playing.
Well, let's meet our friends. First off, we have Hrishikesh Hirway. How are you doing, Hrishi? Ooh, very quiet.
I'm not muted anymore. Hi. Starting off with a bang.
Yeah.
How are you tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. We are super excited about Song Exploder on Netflix, and I feel kind of bad that I'm playing the bard, although maybe you can help me sort of break down all my stuff.
Yeah, no, I think starting off with my mic muted means I don't have any qualifications of any kind, so you're good.
What I love about that show is the storytelling, and just keep on asking questions and kind of pulling a narrative out of the people that you work with, and the stories that you get, and that's so much like what people do in D&D and other storytelling games. And so I'm always hooked every time I listen and now watch.
Awesome. Well, I learned some of that from playing D&D with you two. There always has to be a reason why.
Yes, exactly.
Next we have Becca Scott. Hi, Becca.
Becca.
Jen and Keith and viewers at home.
Hello. It looks like you've come prepared.
No, this was my morning look.
It's you. So you are. Yeah, you're totally bringing it. I love it. Keith.
Yeah, tell us about the Calyx.
Yeah, okay, I do a lot of things. They're mostly on Twitch and on Wednesday nights fortnightly, because why would you do something once a week when you could do something with a cool word like fortnightly? I'm running a Call of Cthulhu game called Calyx. It's on my channel, The Becca Scott, and it's also on my YouTube, which is called Good Time Society. It's a channel where we're building all kinds of content around board games and RPG games, and I promised that I would shout out I am a player on a stream called Stream of Blood, which is really incredible. It's what got me hooked on Call of Cthulhu, and we have a 3-episode arc on Saturday starting on the 24th. So that's on twitch.tv/Stream of Blood.
Ooh, fun.
Yep.
I love it.
And we finally have Justin McElroy.
Hello.
Hi. Hello. Hi.
Hello. Is this your first time on a stream? You know, I understand if you're nervous.
No, Keith, it's not my first time on the stream. I'm just a little nervous, Keith. Imagine if you called Seinfeld and they said, Seinfeld, come over to our house. We're playing a game where we make up a new Seinfeld. Except also you're not Seinfeld. You're one of the tertiary Seinfeld. You're like Newman or the Soup Nazi. And they're like, come over, we're making a new Seinfeld. You're the least important component of the show, but you're going to help us make up a new Seinfeld. And none of the other Seinfeld guys are here, but you will be held to the same standard. Dice are involved, character voices, the whole bit. Also, several people you like and respect will also be on the stream and in the Twitch channel It will be fun, I promise.
You were
So
just
I'm a little bit
reading the
nervous.
email we sent you, right?
Like word for word, verbatim. Yes,
Really
exactly.
selling it. It's. I'm very excited.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm the only person on this screen who does not have a podcast.
They'll let
so-
anybody start one these days. Just go for
Yeah,
it,
you just
honestly.
start a website. You can talk about it literally anything.
If people turn off their monitors, this is a podcast.
Exactly. I think the Backyards have a new book coming out in January, correct?
We usually do have a new book coming out, Jen. Yes, I believe that January is a specific month where if you want to learn how to podcast, everybody has a podcast except you. We'll teach you how to make ding-dong podcasts like we do.
I am the target audience.
Ones.
I'm the target audience. Yeah.
Not good ones. Like Hrishikesh and everybody else. Not good ones. Just like the ding-dong kind of boner podcast. It's called Everybody Has a Podcast Except You. It's due out January. And then, of course, we just announced the Adventure Zone Crystal Kingdom. The Crystal Kingdom. Adventure Zone The Crystal Kingdom is due out in July of 2021. So that'll be good too. And as I've promised on other streams, and I'll promise here, you'll be able to read it in huge crowds of people, completely unmasked. Everything will be fine. And then when the fourth book comes out, this is my guarantee. So pre-order now. You don't want to miss the bonding that will occur in public groups, huge groups, because everything will be fine by then.
Yes. I love it. Okay, Keith. I think I'm going in the chat.
Are you putting big money on that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. At least 5% of what I earn of my 7% of my royalties of this book will no. I'm just guaranteeing. It's just a promise. It's a guarantee. Everything will be fine by then.
Well,
and hey, before all those things come out, the Adventure Zone Bureau of Balance Game will come out in November, so we're very excited about that. And go to theadventurezonegame.com. Put your name on that mailing list because really in November, no one's going to want to go on social media. So put your name on a mailing list so we can email you and that you'll know it's there. And without further ado, I think I'm going to go into the chat lines, Keith.
Bye, Jen.
Bye.
Bye, Jen.
All right.
Safe in there.
Okay, so let's play Adventure Zone Bureau of Balance. Now, in this game, we are playing a team of reclaimers for the Bureau of Balance. And our task is to recover a powerful relic from a nefarious villain in a dangerous location. As you can see on the screen, if I don't completely destroy it, oh no, that was bad.
Go south.
There we go. There we go. Okay.
Back, baby.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to see if I don't completely destroy everything. We have a set of cards that define our mission and 3 decks of challenges that essentially are the challenges that we are facing. To win, we must get all the way through 2 of these 3 decks of cards. We must claim the relic, in this case, the horde, and we must either defeat the villain, which in our case is the dragon, or we must escape from the location, which in this case is the cave. So to do that, we have to get to the bottom of that deck. So we are going to work our way through 2 of these decks of cards, and if we can get to the bottom before we run out of health, if our health reaches 0, we have to slink back home in defeat and embarrassment. Whereas we want to slink back with a relic and a defeated villain and have a drink at the Chug and Squeeze and kick back.
Huzzah!
Huzzah! Now, there is no game master in Bureau of Balance, but there is a team leader who's the person who has to actually know the rules and helps prompt stories, and that will be me, because, made the game. But equally important is our team of players. So let's go ahead and let's actually find out who you all, who our reclaimers are. So since you're right below me, let's start with Rishi. So, Rishi, who will you be playing tonight?
I'm playing a wizard named Nybor the Nearsighted. He is an elf, and he has strength against magic challenges. That's because of his low self-esteem. Most spells don't even probably notice me. And I generally assist my teammates using my compliments.
Because positive energy, it's all we need here. I just have to ask, do you in fact have low elf-esteem? Or no? Sorry.
No,
Just,
absolutely not. Y'all talk about it
right.
and no.
Nailed it. I say yes to that.
All right.
That is the source.
Let's go clockwise to Justin. Who are you playing?
I am playing Crimp Chibbles. He is he's a priest. He's a friend to young people. He's a youth pastor. And he does worship Bastuk, the god of murder. But he's a youth pastor who worships Bastuk, the god of murder. He's got unyielding cheer, a can-do attitude, and demonic faith in Basuk, the god of murder. There's 3 O's, by the way. That was not it. Okay, they actually fixed that when they typed it, and I'm gonna need them to fix it because it is Bastuk with 3 O's.
Right.
If you say it with 2 O's, you're saying it wrong, and it's honestly offensive to my faith. So, wow, this has gotten off to a chilly start.
Fair enough.
Thank you, Bastuk.
All right. And finally, Becca, who are you playing?
It is I, Larga Jargon. I am not only a warrior, but also of the lizard folk. I am strong for my team because of instincts that are of the killer. But I know not of this Basuk. Perhaps a friend may teach me and perhaps convert me. I am, as some consider for a lizard folk, youth. My teammates will be very impressed by my courage. It is so strong it is dumb. I go headfirst into any hole. It could be giant killer ants, what have you. I do other things. Most importantly, Larga Jargon is a warrior.
Excellent.
That is all I can tell you.
And I suppose, of course, I should have introduced myself. I'm going to be playing the Juke. And I have to say, I'm a bard, but due to a very complicated reincarnation accident, I'm actually more of pretty much just a jukebox that just kind of gets wheeled around. You know, I've got a little animation there, but mainly what I do is play music. Now, I'm an expert on relics because I have a very deep catalog, and there's usually something that applies. And I assist my teammates with the power of music, because, you know, anybody can use a little uplifting too.
I just want to say you all seem great.
Well, I'm very proud of this team. I am confident that we can take this challenge that lies ahead of us, and well, confident might be a little strong, but still, I believe we can do this. So let's talk about this challenge. Now, what we have been tasked to do is to claim the horde of a dragon who's in a cave. Now, the thing about that is we want to know a little more about all of these things. So I think let's actually start talking about the dragon. Because, you know, I want to know a little more about this dragon. So, as we all know, dragons are ancient and powerful, and this one is determined to destroy us. But no biggie. We got to survive its attacks and press forward until we have an opportunity to defeat it for once and for all. And I would like to say, I think as a lizard person, Larga, do you know the name of this dragon?
I know. This is Reinbort the dragon. And indeed, tales of his power are far and wide. Honestly, the lizard folk and the dragon folk kind of have a contentious relationship. People think, when you think fierce, you think dragon. That's my cough drop. We want people to think Lizardborn are fierce. We're working on a branding thing.
Nothing scares me more than a giant lizard. Sure, yeah, absolutely. I would think, Crimp, can you tell us, like, what does Rhymeborn look like?
He's real small. He's smaller than you would expect. You expect a very large, powerful dragon, and he's actually surprisingly diminutive for the species. You kind of want to wrap him up in your huggers. Give him a squeeze. But there's obviously some poison spines you got to contend with on that front. And that is something to consider, but surprisingly not as big as you'd think. And Fuchsia.
Aww.
You can believe that. He's kind of a sweetie.
Aww. You know, I mean,
don't get too close. We'll consume you in a single bite.
Yeah, you know, I mean, Slayer of millions. I mean, we are getting this from the priest of the god of murder, so, you know, take that with a grain of blood or something. All right, so that is Rheinbort, the small and adorable, our mighty foe. I will tell you that in fighting the dragon, if we deal with the challenges of the dragon, they are very dangerous and do a lot of damage if we fail. However, anytime we deal with a dragon challenge and fail it, we still move forward. Basically, it is an ongoing battle with him. If we fail forward, we will probably all die. But we will always make progress anytime we engage Rheinbort. So let's talk about his horde that we're looking
to step out of character for a second. Is his name Ryan Bort? Because I think that is actually my accountant's name.
Well, I was saying Ryan, but I don't know.
Ryan Bort. Okay, Ryan Bort. Okay, not Ryan Bort.
It could be Ryan Bort. Bort. All right, Ryan Bort.
Is it weird that whenever you visit your accountant, he's sitting on a pile of gold?
That's how you know you can trust him. He's not going to take my measly cash. He's got piles of this stuff. He doesn't need it.
All right. So speaking of his piles of cash, let's talk about his horde. So our goal here is we have to claim the horde. It is a legendary horde that many greedy adventurers hope to claim, and we might run into some of them. We'll see. In addition to, of course, all the curses and traps that Rheinbort the Adorable has laid upon their horde. What are Rheinbort's pronouns, Larga?
She, her.
She? Okay. Well, laid upon her horde. But tell us in particular, as a wizard, Nybor, what is something that you are hoping to find? You know, what is an artifact you've heard of in this horde?
Me?
Yeah.
I didn't realize anybody even knew that I was here. I guess
that low self-esteem, I told you.
I'd love to find something to justify my existence. And also maybe a new hat.
Okay, a new hat. That justifies anyone's existence, I think. What about you, Crimp? What do you hope to find in the horde?
Well, I'm less interested in the horde and more proof that my belief in Bastuk, the god of murder, can really overcome any challenge. And I feel like if we can do this as a team with this motley crew of a jukebox and a sad wizard and this warrior, then we'll have proof positive that Bastuk can overcome pretty much anything.
I can't argue with that. Larga, anything you particular hope to find?
Perhaps a sense of dignity for the lizard folk. As we are lacking, I feel that the Dragonborn have stolen it from us, as is preached amongst the lizard folk for centuries. Perhaps that pride and dignity is in this pile.
So we're all looking for stuff that's pretty abstract, but I believe we can find it. We can find, something to justify.
Oh, also a sword. Should have said a sword.
Okay.
Sword. A good sword.
There you go. Okay, and finally, of course, we have the cave, which is where Rheinbort dwells, and it is a maze of tunnels stretching deep below the surface, filled with traps, haunted. And I'm sure it has some dramatic, really, menacing name. Do you know what that is, Crimp?
The quad.
The quad. Is it in fact a college of some sort, or is it just just an odd
coincidence? Name? Believe it or not.
Well, fair enough.
Believe it or not, they came up with it as a joke and just kind of stuck.
All right. All right. Well, I know that we're a ragtag motley crew, but I believe that we can get to the bottom of the quad and claim the horde of Rhymebort the Adorable. Are you with me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. A little more enthusiasm next time. Come on, team. Let's perk up. But let's go.
Huzzah!
So let's dive back in. So now we know what we are doing. It is time to actually get started. As the team leader, I will take the first turn. One of the things I'm going to note is everybody has an action token over here that lets them do something special. The most common thing you'll do with that is to help a buddy. Those all refresh. When you use them, they go away. They come back on my turn. So I'm the start of our turn cycle. And we'll work down clockwise for me. So Nybor, you will go after me. So turns are pretty simple. On your turn, you pick one of the challenges that we are facing and decide how you're going to deal with it. First, let's take a look at the entire situation. And there's a problem. Hang on a second.
The board's super grainy, and I just want to do a setting.
Yep. So, as the juke, I gotta tell you, the thing is, I'm basically a jukebox. I'm not really good at fighting things. And this is reflected by my character, where I have a base strength of 1. I'm not really good at stuff. But I have a strength of 4 when I deal with relics, because I know all about relics. And so I gotta tell you, I don't know how to open a gate. I'm definitely not fighting this dragon. What I can do is count coins. So I am going to engage with this huge pile of coins. Now, the symbol on the huge pile of coins, normally when someone is trying to do something, only one person can help them. That symbol that we see there means 2 people could help them. So we'll start there in a moment. If we can drop the card for a moment from the image. So what you see at the bottom of the screen, this track is for tracking our chances of success against the challenge. So as a bard, I have a base of 4 against any relic challenge. So I'm starting off with a 4. If I just want to go with that, I would roll the die. And that seems pretty good. It's a 20-sided die, but I will tell you this 20-sided die only goes up to 6. So my odds are a little low right now, and I feel like I could use some help. Any one of you could help me by spending your action token and give me 2 points of assistance. You could also wait and see what I roll and help me then, but you'll give me less of a bonus. You'd only mostly give me 1 point. We help.
Jill Kalarga has a question.
Yes?
Why should I help a mechanical object to find things he wants in pile of coins?
We've all been wondering that. Do you have sentience or desires like us mortals, or what's your deal?
I do. I desire to lift everyone up with the power of song, and that's what I can tell you. If you help me, I will play something that will just change the way you view life.
Do you know Hold Me Bastook? It's Hold Me Bastook, lift me up in your 18 hands. You know
do you want the 987 recording or the 992 recording?
No, the Jeff Grundren one with the sick-ass guitar solo in the middle.
I've got that.
Excellent. Wow, you are actually a pretty good jukebox.
Sure,
Now-
but I'm still uncomfortable for your personal aims. Seems like you're just giving other people stuff. What do you get out of it?
What I get out of this is what we all get out of it, which is saving the world. If we claim this horde and take it back to the Bureau of Balance, we are going to be able to pay teams of reclaimers through the end of time.
Good enough for me. Why don't you count?
Maybe we make a deal. I will assist you with my 2 points of assist because I'm a very good warrior and that also
You are.
translates into sorting of coins. But in exchange, you must promise me that you will start in circulation some sort of record where it chants lizard folk are better than dragon folk, more powerful, more ferocious, etc.
Absolutely. I think that the two of us, we can put together a lizard folk anthem that will take the world by storm. Do you have any sort of like singing tradition, lizard folk throat singing, something like that?
Certainly. We're all about the sick, dope beat drop.
All right, we
Amongst
will
the
make this
lizards.
happen. I promise you.
Sounds
You
like a
have my
song that should.
assistance.
Sounds like a song that should ironically be literally exploded.
Now, what I will say is that Crimp, as the priest, normally someone helps ahead of time, it's stronger. After it's not as strong. As the priest, your special ability is that you can help after the die is rolled and it will be just as strong. So there's no reason for you to commit ahead of time. You can always wait and see if we need you. So,
The same
Larga,
approach I take with party invitations. So it's actually perfect. I'll just kind of hang back, see if I'm needed.
so
Parties.
Larga, mighty warrior, will you help me count some coins?
Yeah, we will defeat these coins and put them in piles organized by value.
It will be amazing. I was going to plan to do some, Pink Floyd money or something, but we got to work on this lizard folk song. So I think we'll be working on that. Because of the 2-point bonus from Larga, I am up to a value of 6, and we're just counting those coins. So I'm going to roll this die, and I need to roll a 4 or better to match the 10 difficulty of the huge pile of coins, and I rolled a 6. So we counted those coins. Oh yeah. And
Olga feels redundant in this case, but still excited about her new song.
now, when you defeat something, that means you claim the card and we remove it. We are getting closer to our goal of claiming the horde. And also, in the corner, it has a treasure value. As it turns out, the huge pile of coins, while very boring, has a treasure value of 3. And when you get 3 points of treasure, that means you can take a trip to a magical place known as Fantasy Costco and get some dope loot. So I am drawing my first card from Fantasy Costco, and I am scoring some sweet beginner's luck. So beginner's luck isn't so much an item as it is just once during the game, I can discard this to add +2 to anyone's roll. So we've just got a little luck on our side, and that'll help us out in the days ahead. So I have finished my turn, triumphantly counting coins, and we now move on to Nybor the Nearsighted. And Nybor, I will note, on the other side of those coins, when we sorted them, we found a door. And that door is leading into a haunted pantry. Which,
Who are you
dragons...
talking to? I don't see anyone there.
Oh, he's right there. He's right there. He just wears very drab clothing.
See?
Look
Oh, kind of
closely.
sad.
So, Nybor,
I understand. I get it.
we have, you could try to avoid the basic claw swipe of the dragon, and your magic does help you against monsters, potentially, so that's not a bad move for you. You could venture into the haunted pantry, though it's a very difficult challenge, or you could try and open the Great Gate.
The
Which
gate
would you
isn't
like to do?
magical, right?
The gate, unfortunately, none of these are magical, but the dragon is a monster. And if you can't fight magic, you're best against monsters.
I'll do
Wanna
that.
try that?
I'll try and fight the dragon.
So, what we know is that your base strength is 1.
It's 1.
Like me.
No
And
shame in it, though. No shame.
no shame.
A little shame.
So this isn't looking
There's-
great.
It's slightly shameful, I would say, amongst lizard folk.
But
Time.
your special ability is that if you use your action token, I forgot to mark off that I could use hers. If you use your action token, you can enhance your own strength. If you're fighting a monster, you can use battle magic to make yourself stronger. Do you want to do that?
Yes, please.
What is the spell that you are going to use as you are trying to deal with the dragon's mighty swipe?
It's called Movius Fastius.
I've heard about that. That's
It's
really
legendary.
powerful.
It's pretty cool.
So that brings you up to a 3.
The embarrassing thing is that the way it manifests is it's a little burst of air that comes out of my butt.
It propels you.
Yeah. That is the Movius Fastius. The full name is Movius Fastius via Gastius, but try not to call it by that.
Is that
Expellius.
all right? Well, both Crimp and I, we give you the same bonus if we do after the die or before the die. So there's no point in us sort of helping you ahead of time. So let's roll and see if your gaseous emissions can get you ahead of that dragon. Are you ready?
Yeah, and so wait, I'm on a 3. I get plus 3, right? So do I get to be on the 4?
Oh, plus 2. Yeah, you do. Which is good because I hadn't noticed. If you look at the card, the haunted pantry, the ghosts actually are adding 1 to the difficulty. If we bring up the pantry card, you can see up there the arrow to the left is adding 1 to the difficulty. So the claw is actually at an 8 right now. So you need a 4, but Crimp or I could help you. So hopefully we believe in you, but
Can you
we're
both
ready
help
in
me?
case you need it.
If I roll a 1, could you both help
Yep.
me? Okay.
No, we could not because normally only a single person can help unless
Keith,
it's
you made
got
up the game.
Right.
Keith, you made up the game. You can change it if you want.
No, I can't. I couldn't abuse my power. I took an oath.
Okay, fair enough.
All right.
Is that like the
Are you ready for
Hippocratic?
the roll? Ready for the roll, Nybor?
I'm ready.
Okay. And there's that 1 we were looking for. So unfortunately, Crimp could give you a plus 2,
Typical.
getting you to 7. But that haunted pantry, the howling of the hungry ghosts, is distracting. What went wrong, Nybor?
Well, it just wasn't enough gas, and the dragon got me with his claw. Her claw.
All right. So
Next time.
unfortunately, that does mean that we get swiped by the dragon, which inflicts 3 points of damage, as you can see in the lower right corner. So, ouch. The good thing is that the dragon, again, anytime you engage with the dragon, you discard the card. We don't get the treasure, but we at least have moved on. So you drew the swipe from Rhymebort, and now it is trying to frighten us off with its terrifying roar. And that brings us to Crimp Chibbles. So Crimp, there's a terrifying roar, there's a haunted pantry, and we still haven't gotten through that great gate.
Is the haunted pantry spooky?
The haunted pantry is spooky, so is the terrifying roar.
All right, I'm gonna take a shot at the roar.
Okay.
I feel like I can kind of talk him down a little bit.
So, terrifying roar, it's still troubled by the spookiness of the haunted pantry, so it's going to be a difficulty of 10. And what's your plan? Walk us
I
through it.
had one until I knew it was 10. That's pretty large. There's pretty much just one number on that old die that's gonna get me to 6.
Well, I also just realized I completely forgot I had beginner's luck. We could have dealt with the claw, but I have beginner's luck, so I still think there's a chance. I think we can do this, Crimp. What's an inspiring anthem that will keep your spirits up?
Well, you want to play a track?
I'm gonna play something for you to help you out.
Yeah, Skinner.
All right. So you have a base. So you have a base strength of 4 because it is a spooky challenge, and you're good against spooky challenges. And I'm just playing that Skinner, get you up to a 5. So it's not great, but anything else you want to add? All right. Let's roll that die, and we rolled a 6. We didn't even need beginner's luck.
Yes.
Yes. No terrifying roar is going to terrify us.
Skinner and friends.
Okay.
You guys are great.
So 2 things happen. First off, because we've defeated the roar, and we're now two cards through the dragon, you get a point of treasure. And I'm marking this here on this little track. There we are. When you get 3 points, you get to go to Fantasy Costco. So you get a little bit of loot, a little something lying around. And now, as you have driven Reinbort off for the moment, there is some falling rubble that is trying to crush us. So, Larga Jargon.
I love the feeling of falling rubble. It's very satisfying. It's like a massage.
So you could try and survive the falling rubble. You could explore the haunted pantry, though it's very spooky and not monstrous at all. Or you could try and open the Great Gate. Which will you do?
Are any of these things, none are considered monsters, which obviously I am very skilled at fighting.
None of them?
I find falling rubble to be very alluring. It's just a thing that Larga Jargon is into. How PG is this stream?
It's cool though, for sure. I'm just not gonna.
We all have our own, okay, priest.
No, I love it. I'm celebrating it. I'm loving it over here.
Good. This is the kind of thing that I thoroughly enjoy. I don't know if strategically it makes sense, but I see people that haven't assisted yet.
Thank you for meeting you. Bastook murders us all differently, and that's beautiful, I think.
Now the falling rebel.
I would like to hear more about Bastook because I've been looking for a god to worship, but it's just not really a thing that people do.
I wouldn't recommend Bastook. It's a hard road, honestly. I've had a lot of regrets.
I thought you were a priest. Okay, we'll talk more about it.
It's been a tough road. No, it's not for everybody. I'm not even sure it's for me.
Spreading the good word selectively is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, there you go.
So how are you going to try and deal with the falling rubble?
Well, that's a great question. I'm glad you asked. I see the rubble is falling, and it's not a monster challenge, so I only have 2 strength. Mm-hmm. I'm going to need some mighty friends. It's because it's too small, this rubble, and I'm so powerful and great at fighting large threats.
Now, if we bring up the falling rubble again for a moment, what you can see down below the symbol, it says story +1. What has the dragon destroyed, and how do you avoid the rubble? Now, a lot of cards have questions like this, and what it means is if you answer that question, you get an extra +1 strength. So what is it that Reinbort has collapsed?
Yeah,
my sense of self.
His sense of self. Haunting.
Yes, Nybor's sense of self. It's pitiful. He's looking in a mirror and he says, I don't recognize this person, this tiny elf. Who is he? The dragon has caused all of this, and I avoid this by slamming the mirror and screaming at Nybor, you are worth it!
All right. So that gives you a +1 bonus. So we're up to a strength of 3, and I am definitely going to help. And I forgot to point something out before. People may say, didn't you just help? As the bard, my thing is that I can always help. I just only give a +1. I'm not as strong as the rest of you. So definitely as you scream at him, I am playing, inspiring anthem. I'm getting some Chariots of Fire in here because also dragons. So that gets us up to 4. And once again, Crimp, you don't have to jump in unless you have to. So, are you ready for this, Laria?
Keith, I have a question.
Yes.
When do the action tokens reset? Is it now a new turn now that Larga is going again? Are we?
No, is when I go.
Oh,
So
okay.
it'll be every time on my turn, and mine resets at the end of each turn.
Okay.
So, okay, Larga, are you ready? Yell at that elf.
Has decided to think long and hard as the rubble falls upon us about whether or not he's interested in participating. But really thinking hard about Basuk.
All right.
I'll help you if you need it, but let's see that roll first.
All right. And that is, I'm afraid, the X is a critical failure.
I didn't even know that was
means-
on the die.
Yes, there's a critical failure and a critical hit, but with a critical failure, that means that an epic fail, I should say properly, that means there's no way, or beginner's luck, none of this is going to help us. And so, what went horribly wrong?
Nothing anyone can do.
It was probably my fault.
Yeah, I think it probably was.
That was my take too. Actually.
All right. So sadly, that means we do move forward, but we get crushed under the metaphysical rubble of Nybor's self-worth, and take 4
very quickly
points
in the
of damage. We
Malarga's
may.
loving it though, right? Malarga's crazy for it.
Now, there's a couple things here. Actually, first we'll get to the thing. What you can see is, because we have moved forward, there is a new card there. This is what's called a surprise. And this means that it is someone coming from the Bureau to help us. And because, frankly, we need help really badly. So let's see who it is. And it is Taco. We are getting tips from Taco. So Taco is going to hang out over here in the corner, not trying to tread on Nybor's shoes. It's not that he's saying that he's not a good enough wizard, but
That's okay. I'll say it.
But it
I'm
is
not good enough
implied.
wizard.
Let's be honest, for sure.
So first of all, as long as Taco is with us, we get a +1 versus all magic challenges, and also at any time, anyone could discard Taco if they explain how he inspires or helps them to get a +1 to the die roll.
Wait, so we're
Is that
getting
an additional plus?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, it adds on top. And you don't need to use it unless you need it. You only bring that into play if it will make a difference.
So he's Taco into pit of lava to save ourselves.
He's not actually so much with us as much as just offering us a helpful or sarcastic tip, but it'll just help us out when we need it most. So now it is my turn. That means that all of us are getting our tokens back since you didn't use yours, Crimp. Do you want to throw a little quick word to Bastuk to heal us a little? Because we could sure use it.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, Bastuk, I know how much it troubles you to heal instead of murder, but I hope you will make an exception in this case because, dear Bastuk, we come to you so our hearts are really open and we just fall before you, dear Bastuk, and we hope that you will take pity on us and just hook us up with a few HP, if you don't mind.
So that gives us +1. So Bastuk is a little merciful.
I really felt like a +2 kind of prayer, but okay.
Unfortunately, that's how it goes. All right. So this is a grim situation. I'm going to take a look at this. On the one hand, we're trying to survive a huge spout of flame while exploring the haunted pantry and somehow getting through the Great Gate. The danger is we're down to 4 points of health, and the huge spout of flame, if we try and fail, does 4 damage. So we could go for it. It is a magical challenge. But if we fail, it's all over. That feels a little rough, even with our various luck. So I don't think I can try that. I only have a strength of 1. I don't feel good about it. I'm strong against the haunted pantry, but it's hard to deal with a haunted pantry while we're dealing with a huge spout of flame. If you glance back at the flame, it is giving a +2 to make the haunted pantry a 12.
Keith, do you think in the whole of human existence anyone has ever said the words "I'm strong against the haunted pantry" before? Do you think you have strung together a unique set of sounds?
Actually, that's pretty much a Friday for me. Usually, is fighting the haunted pantry. So I think I've got to go against the Great Gate, sadly, and I'm not too excited about it.
You got this.
Hey, maybe if you have a trick, it will help.
All right.
You got a trick? Maybe play something by Francis Scott Key.
There you go. I think as a musician, I can totally find the proper key for opening the gate. So that'll get me
for gate.
Yeah. There. I couldn't have said it better myself. So that gets us to a 2, excuse me. Now, I could just take my chance on this. I need to roll a 4, or I could again ask someone for help, but I kind of feel like we'll need all your help elsewhere. I mean, these are tough challenges ahead of us. So I think you should let me try this one, folks.
I believe in you. You can do it.
I refuse to help. You must prove your
handsome.
mettle to me.
And another 6. We've been rolling all the 6s. So that, dang, I should have tried. I should have trusted myself against the haunted pantry, but I just didn't. So it does turn out the key of G is all we needed to open the gate. It was really just a minor challenge. Okay, sorry, never mind. And that reveals a secret passage, which would surely get us closer to our goal if we could get through it. So before defeating the Great Gate, I do get 1 point of loot to work towards getting a new loot. And we still have all our...
I liked it.
Yeah, see, I was subtle. It was so Nybor, we have a huge spout of flame. We have that haunted pantry, and we do have a secret passage. You might be able to take on the spout of flame if we all help you out. No?
No, I don't believe in myself. But I think I could do the secret passage.
Okay. It's a magic challenge, so you have a base strength of 4. You only need a 7. And how is the door hidden?
There's a curtain.
That's pretty clever, actually. I hadn't thought about that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's advanced stuff.
Ryan Vord has really excellent interior decor sensibilities, at least in my opinion. I think it's pretty cool, pretty posh. And so you normally just be so caught up looking at the curtain, you would never think to look behind the curtain. But that's where the door is.
To which I do have to say, curtain.
What have you got back there?
No one would ever
goes behind
no
it.
one would
Yeah,
know.
exactly. No one would think. Okay, is Nybor, getting past this clever illusion?
I was gonna go behind the curtain.
Brilliant.
Classic.
Brilliant.
It's where I'm most comfortable in a room usually, so
Innovation.
I feel good usually.
I think I will play something by the doors to help you out. So that would give you a up to a 5. So we just need to not roll another 1, which, as I recall, was your roll last time. Are you ready for this?
From Taco because it's magical.
Oh, he does. So that's Taco's tips were in fact look behind the curtain.
Does that expend Taco if I use that?
No, that's just all the time against magic.
Okay,
So
great.
just-
Okay,
So
so
that was
we
probably
just need a
something
1.
like, "Hey Nybor, it's TAAKO. Listen, I hear you're walking behind a curtain, so if you can't successfully pull it off, there's really not much hope. But go get them."
Thanks, Taco. You're my hero.
Yeah, of course. I hear you're breaking up.
Okay, so all we need to do is not roll an epic failure. So there's still room for Nybor to fail, and he does not. In fact, that is a critical hit. I think Taco's inspiring words pulled it off. So you get through the secret passage. That gets you 1 point of loot, and we are now fairly 1 point of loot. We are now fairly evenly matched. We're a couple cards
How many
down.
points of loot is that?
So everybody's just at 1, I'm afraid. We still got a ways to go, because you don't pull it together now.
Larga Jargon does not have any path towards her dignity or loot.
All right. Well, Crimp, we have the huge spout of flame, which is not spooky. The haunted pantry, which is being flame broiled, which is spooky, but it's much harder because of that flame. Or the haunted mine, which is down in the cave, which is spooky. What do you think Crimp is going to take on?
Crimp is not going to be afraid of a haunted mine. I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to, I'll get in there, poke around, and see what we can find.
And what do you find in that haunted mine? Is there a ghost that particularly catches your attention?
Yeah, it's the ghost of he describes himself as a peanut magnate. And he tells me that he gives me a couple of tips to get around, and goes about his business. He's a real sweet guy, got kind of a southern vibe. He's a nice cat, though.
All right. So you have a base of 4 because it's a spooky challenge, and that goes up an additional 1 because you found this ghost. So at the moment, you need to roll a 3. I can definitely give you a +1 if needed. Do you?
Yeah, I'm not going to need
take that chance. Okay.
My plan is just to go ahead and bang out that trace.
Let's do it. Okay. So, in fact, I know you get confidence, but I feel that just, again, a little haunting melody will set the ghosts at ease. And
do that,
so...
Oh, my love, my darling, I've hungered for your touch.
And with that, victory is yours.
Throw rocks at you in celebration. I assume other people like it as much as I do.
All right, and that does get 2 points of loot. You had 1 already, so it's time for you to take a trip to Fantasy Costco.
Fantasy Costco, where all your dreams come true. Got a deal for you.
All right. Well, and what should you find there but the Pocket Guide to Adventuring? This gives a +1 strength all the time to either traps or monsters. Either one of those, you'll get a +1 against. And again, if you need it, you can discard the book to give a +1 to anybody's roll.
So recurring +1 strength against
traps and monsters.
Traps and monsters. That's very well rounded. That makes me very well rounded.
You're very versatile. Yep.
But I can also trash it.
All right.
Can I use that in conjunction with my usual +2?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
You are just a very well-rounded individual.
It doesn't specify before or after the roll for the discard to help.
So the discard and help is just, unless it says only before, it is just whenever you need it.
Got it.
So most bonuses like that are you use them after the fact. There are a couple where it specifically says you have to use it before. But basically, it's just if we desperately need it, you can throw away the book to give a bonus.
Got it.
And this reveals another surprise. So, meaning we are also halfway through this deck. And this surprise is everyone's favorite boy detective, Angus MacDonald.
I don't
Now,
remember
the
Angus.
thing is,
Hey, Angus.
You can only have one active surprise. So do we want to keep our tips from Taco, which are helping us against magic, or do we want to get help from Angus, who can help us with traps?
Can we see what's on the board right now? All I can see is the first one, which is magic and traps.
Magic and
God.
traps?
This
The
doesn't
hunt-
help my decision.
The haunted pantry is spooky, and the pile of bones is spooky. Personally, I don't see any traps. I say stick with Taco, but that's
What's
just
the
me.
vibe in chat? Where's chat?
Yeah,
at
what
right
is the
now?
vibe in chat? Good call.
Chat, what do we think? You both like both of these cats?
Hey, friends.
Should we keep Taco or bring in Angus?
I will say, people like the chat blew up when Taco came to town and the voice was heard. And oh boy, this is like a Sophie's
It's
choice, I
Taco
think,
Town.
going out right now. But I think what I'm seeing, and this is rapidly going across the stream, I think they want you to keep Taco.
I think that makes sense.
Ignoring Angus is pretty on brand.
He's on the case. He's doing a great job. He'll report back to us with some helpsers. Well, okay, if you don't need me. That leaves us now to Larga. It is your turn. We still have the huge spout of flame scorching the haunted pantry, but there is also a mysterious pile of bones. Now, one thing you haven't had an opportunity to do yet, while your primary strength is against monsters, you can also recklessly charge into a situation using your assist token your action token to help yourself, giving a +2 to any challenge. However, we will take a point of damage when you do that. But we could do it. So I'm saying anything you want, you can give yourself a +2 if you choose.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Really, I wish there were monsters to fight, and in the lack thereof, let's see, I could have 4 points and deal the damage, which seems to really not help my teammates at all. But then again, I'm not the type to care much.
That's fair.
What's this cave? What's this cave up to? So the other ones are 11 and 12.
Well, so there's a pile of bones there, and they're kind of spooky. But there's nothing creepy about finding a giant pile of bones. It's normal stuff. Totally non-haunted. If you wanted to investigate it, you could get a bonus by telling us what the most interesting bone in this pile is.
When Larga sees a pile of bones, she thinks of large amounts of meat that she likes to consume, and so she steps towards them to see if there's anything to gnaw upon, finding nothing creepy. The most interesting, I would say, is the femur, because that's the name of a bone which I remember.
All right, so you have a base strength of 2, goes up to 3. It is not magical, so no
But
tips
wait,
from Taco.
I dive headfirst into this pile of bones. I want to be amongst them and crash my way in and gnaw viciously upon them.
All right, so by recklessly charging in, we burn your action token. We get up to a strength of 5. You need a 9, but there are lots of folks who could help.
I'm ready and willing if you need me.
Yeah, well, in fact, actually, because it's you're the last one before these reset, there's no reason for people not to help. So, Nybor, do you think you could help out?
Yeah. Larga, I think you're super smart and cool, and I believe in you.
All
As
right.
I look up from the pile of bones and gore. Give you a slight nod.
Okay. Well, that puts you up to a 7. So I think you got this.
Roll them bones!
I see what you did there. Oh! Okay. So here's the thing. You have a 1. That's an 8. You've already gotten assistance. So neither Crimp or I can help you. But we could use either the Pocket Guide to Adventuring, Beginner's Luck, or Taco. Beginner's Luck, of course, is a +2, and we only need 1.
Hey, Taco. That is fun.
Taco? All right,
Yeah.
how's Taco going to save the day? What's the piece of advice that is?
This know-it-all walks up and he says something so full of it that we're about to hear that I just have to throw him headfirst into the bones, and then the bone creature that was starting to emerge from it eats him first and is satisfied.
Hey guys, what are you?
Well, okay.
Something like that.
I will take no more of your unsolicited advice, Taco.
Even in death, you're my hero, Taco.
So
I'm not dead, but that's really sweet.
We have defeated the pile of bones. Yeah, you just got thrown into a pile of bones. You can take it. That does give you 2 points of loot. Sadly, just not quite enough to. I was hoping you would find something awesome in that pile of bones, but you still need 1 more point. Can we have a quick prayer from Crimp to get us a point of health?
Your best, Took. This is getting awkward. Asking you to go against your very nature and restore life rather than destroy it. But it's rough in here in the quad. So a little help would be much appreciated.
All right, everybody gets their tokens back, and I gotta say, it's a rough situation. We still have the burning
Those are
haunted
some high numbers,
pantry,
Keith.
and we got an ogre's kitchen over there. So I gotta say, I'm 1 strength against anything except the pantry. So I think I'm going after the pantry because at least if we fail, it won't outright kill us. So let's give it a try. It's going to take everything we got, but although, yeah, that's what it is. So I'm at a 4, and the thing about it is, I gotta say, I was going through my own kitchen the other day and found some bananas that had been left behind for like a couple months that were just kind of a banana paste on the bottom of a bowl, and really. That's about the most fearsome thing I can imagine, unless it was also alive and trying to eat me. And that's what we're dealing with in the haunted pantry. So the banana paste ghost is coming after us, bringing me up to a 5. Currently, this is not looking good. So I gotta ask, Nybor, Larga, one of you want to help me out here?
Anything for you, Jukebox.
All right. What
Nibel refuses to learn your name.
Box is my last name. I'm the Juke Box. How are you helping?
I just think your wood veneer outside is really pretty, and I just yeah, you're cool. I also never knew a jukebox that can talk, and that's pretty special.
I'm just gonna play some Bananarama. I'm hoping that will calm the ghost down. I'm feeling good about it, thanks to Nybor. And I'm not feeling very good about it, but I have rolled 6 every other time, so we can hope.
Don't let the guy hear you say that.
All right, we can do this, but it's gonna. So we're at a 7. You need a 12. My beginner's luck is just what we need to pull this off, and I think that basically I just got lucky. You know, I mean, it just turns out that that the banana wasn't a ghost at all. It was just a banana, and there really was never a threat here in the first place. So I defeat that. That gets me 2 points of treasure, moving us down. And that does take us to Fantasy Costco. So while I did lose...
Where all your dreams come true. Got a deal for you.
So while I'm afraid I did lose our beginner's luck, I have found the All or Nothing coin. The All or Nothing coin, we can discard before you roll the dice. So that means if I hold on to it, I'm the one who has to use it. And basically, if you roll an even number, the result is a critical hit, automatic success. Now, odd number, it's an epic fail. So we can turn anything into a into a 50-50 chance. Not the powerful, say, flaming, raging, poisoning sword of doom I was hoping for, but, you know, it's something.
OP. Don't know why we put it in the game. It's too powerful.
And we have revealed our nemesis, who we'll learn about when someone challenges him. So, Nybor, we have a huge spout of flame, we have our nemesis, and we have the ogre's kitchen. Which of these is Nybor going to face?
I guess I'll do the 8 because it's the weakest, and that seems suited for me.
Now, if you do the flame, you will have a value of 4, and up to 2 of us could help you. Whereas if you go against your nemesis, and the nemesis is actually a 10 because the spout of flame is making it harder.
Yeah, I always
So yeah, actually it's a 10, a 10, and an 11.
Okay, I guess we'll go for the flame.
It is, if we lose, we will die, but I believe in you. I think you can do this.
You should.
And
not
if not, well, you know, it'll be a story.
I'm definitely gonna blow this.
Life is short and must be lived valiantly to reach Valhalla.
Okay, so how are you going to deal with a huge spout of flame, Nybor?
I'm going to just sort of press up against the wall and hope that my general boringness will keep the dragon from noticing me.
Okay, so that will bring you to a 4. Let's see, who else? Do you think you could help, Larga?
Your puny weakness is an insult to me, and therefore I must help. Yes.
How can you?
Supportive. I like it.
How can you assist?
I will add +2 by assisting before the roll.
All right. And what are you doing to help?
You're leaning gently against the door so you won't be noticed.
I'm pressed up against the wall.
Yeah,
So
I
you
lift
just-
up Nybor's tiny frame and I push him further into the wall with my own incredible strength.
All right. So we are up to a 6, and once again, because 2 people can help, Crimp, you can help if needed, but it's always good to save.
Now, why is it that 2 people can help?
If you look at the huge spout of flame, if we bring that up, that symbol on the far right with the two pawns in the hand, that means
The symbol of
25
the
help.
Got
The
it.
symbol of the insurance company.
So
Got
it's a magic trap that 2 people can help on. All right. So we need, at this point, to roll. Well, so we need a 2. If you get a 4, you don't need Crimp's help, but we need a 2 or we lose the game. And we got a 2. So, Crimp, how are you saving us from absolute destruction?
Dear Bastook, this is getting awkward. Excuse me, dear Bastook, this is getting awkward. But could you not murder them just this one time? And I have done a lot of stuff for you. There's the cherry pie sale that I did, and I murdered the non-believers with a scimitar, a jeweled scimitar,
That
and
was
all
sweet.
that stuff. And if you just don't murder them this one time, please, I do really appreciate it.
So you see death coming towards you in the shape of fire, and then it suddenly fades away. We have survived, and not only that, because it has a value of 3. As the flames die away, you discover a cloak of invisibility, which seems like pretty much the perfect treasure for Nybor the Nearsighted. As long as you have this cloak, Nybor, whenever you fail a challenge, the damage will be reduced by 1.
Now at least I know there'll be a reason why no one notices me.
Okay, so the good news...
that dramatic moment where you're like, and I'm here, and then the room will be completely nonplussed. Just, oh, cool, okay, yeah, sure.
So the good news is we got through that giant burst of flame. The bad news is we discover what was creating the flame, which is, we all know that Reinboard is our great enemy, but it turns out that there's a second smaller dragon here as well. So we've got a lot of dragons. And unfortunately, everyone has used their action tokens except me, so I can pitch in a +1. That's all. So, wow, and we're only up to that was Nybor, right?
Yeah.
Nybor. So yeah, we're only up to Crimp. All right, Crimp. We've got a second smaller dragon. We've got your nemesis, where we have the Ogre's Kitchen.
Can I see the second smaller dragon card, please?
He is a monster who 2 people can help against, and he's kind of cute, but he will just kill us again.
Sorry, I wrote the text for that one, so I just wanted to see it, and it's just as good as I remember. So that's great. I'm not going to do it though. It's a 12. That's wild. Not in a million bajillion years. I'm going to try the middle one there.
The nemesis. All right, so this is our nemesis, our arch foe, who will plague us surely for the rest of our days. Who is your nemesis?
Jesus. I know. I know. I was surprised too, but no, it's actual Judeo-Christian Jesus, God of life, God, Son of Man, King of Kings, and Lord of Lords. That is Crimp's nemesis.
He is just going to give you a brutal forgiving that you will not be able to live down.
It's more of a guilt trip, honestly, in my experience. But yes.
All right. Well, you have a base strength of 2, and I'm afraid I'm the only one here to help you. So, what can I play that will bring up your spirits and help you get through this?
Keith, turn against your risen savior. Yes, Keith. Do it.
So I will give you a +1. And we only need to roll a... Oh, wait. But the Pocket Guide to Adventuring has some advice for this situation, right?
Yeah, it talks about Jesus's weak left hip.
Okay.
You get a sweet spin kick right there. You can really take the wind out of him.
All right.
Sweep the leg, Crimpy.
So that is a +1 from the Pocket Guide to Adventuring, which gave us a +1 against monsters. So let's see if we can pull this off. And I'm afraid we can't.
Damn it.
Pathetic 6. And even if you threw the book at him, that would not be enough.
I'm never going to live this down.
I am afraid that Jesus remains. And we still look sad. And
Aw, boo.
okay.
That place in the sand where there's feet and my butt, that is where he kicked my ass.
All right. So, Largo, it is you, and everything on the board is a monster. What will you face?
Know, my juke friend, monsters are my specialty. I get it. At least 4 to start.
So what
The
challenge?
Nemesis is going to add back points onto this horde.
The Nemesis, if we defeat the Nemesis, it moves down. But the issue is we have to clear the horde. Like, that is how we win the game. So we've got to beat the Nemesis sometime. So...
And that day is today!
All right. How
Jesus
does Largo...
Christ, I will defeat you!
Get him. His hip's already pretty banged up. Just a little pro tip.
We know about the hip, so we're up to a 4. I think an inspiring lizard folk anthem, because I've been working on this. I've added some drums. I think it's really coming together. Putting us to a 5, still not very good, and we could be defeated by Jesus and in the game. Let's see what happens. We need at least a 3.
in your name and
And we rolled a 1.
Jesus.
So yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. So I'm afraid that I have to say this. We came to the quad hoping to find something to justify Nybor's existence, hoping to find proof of Bastul and perhaps even a sense of dignity. And instead, we are limping home, having been shamed by Jesus.
It's like they say in The Wire, you come for the king of the Jews, you best not miss.
Yeah.
People ask me, Justin, can this game really capture the spirit of your podcast, The Adventure Zone? And I think getting killed by Jesus in the quad when you're trying to fight a dragon is pretty on point.
I am glad to say that Nybor is walking away with that sweet cloak of invisibility, which I really think just captures his essence. You may not have found something to justify your existence, but you can at least hide perfectly from everyone forever.
I love it. Thank you.
So unfortunately, we have failed. It can happen, people, but it was a tough challenge. But I do imagine once we're back at the at the Bureau of Balance, trying to explain why we didn't come back with the horde, all hanging out at the Chug and Squeeze and not having enough money to pay for drinks. Let's just take a moment and think about what everyone, when we're running the credits, what do we actually see here? What do you tell people, Crimp, over drinks at the end of the day?
I'm honestly switching over to Jesus. I think that he's got better fighting skills. His windmill kick is on point, and I'm just gonna switch to Jesus. He seems nicer too, and it was a tough road with Bastuk. So I'm pretty excited about a new direction if he will have me.
That left hip wasn't as weak as you thought. Just saying. That's touching. Marga?
Doubt them, even the tiny and cute ones, because the poisonous spines will hit you on your way out.
Nybor, what's your last moment?
For me, the real treasure were the friends that I made along the way.
Wait, were you on this?
Who are you again?
Yeah.
I do not think we met. It is such a pleasure, though. What a
I did get a tattoo with all of your names on me.
Aww.
Under it just says BFFs.
Well, I will say that the Juke is happy to be back in the Chug and Squeeze, because that's really, I shouldn't be going out on adventures. I'm a jukebox. But as we're all fading, as we feel like we failed, I do start playing that lizard folk anthem, and I believe it's going to catch on. I'm just saying. And that's it. Thank you so much for playing and, in fact, losing the Adventures on Bureau of Balance.
There's like a mixed drink going.
Oh, hey.
And you got the beer.
Welcome back, Jen.
Hi. I have to say the light of the tribe of Judah just took you all down. And
Yeah.
boy, it's been a lot of fun in the stream with everyone. And I had a blast just hanging out listening to you guys. Although Rishi, your character, I felt a little bit too close to sometimes.
Same. I wasn't really role playing.
We should
I
mention for folks in Twitch, Jen was talking the entire time. We just refused to acknowledge that she was speaking.
But I wasn't, it was just, yeah. Well, thanks everyone for playing. This was a lot of fun. I think some people asked some really great question. Like, show us the pug. On our Twitter account at Twogether Studios, our dog has actually been sitting behind Keith on a stool watching the game the entire time quietly.
Yes.
So he's just a very good boy. And his name is Ping. And thank you all for staying and staying up late. Please, if you have not pre-ordered already, join our mailing list. And That's him.
That's ping on his stool. Like, that is literally, I just said, I need to take a picture of this because that is just what he is doing right behind me this whole game.
Wow, he's got his own little stool. That's-
Yes, he does. It is a throne, thank you.
Ah.
We put him on a pedestal and make him
so-
beg for treats.
Next week, we have Travis.
Downgrade.
Yeah, we've got other McElroys, and we've got Molly Lewis, and I'm going to be the team lead next week, so I have to stay sober and like run the game and stuff.
And of course, that means you might win. You know, I mean, just
True.
You might have a shot without a sentient jukebox.
Yeah,
If I could
exactly.
just-
It was not.
None of that matters. I had a great time. And I think Taco is probably my favorite part of the night.
Oh, thanks. I want to say
Yeah.
my favorite part of the night is that Becca and Hrishikesh were kind enough to join us here. Keith and Jen know how much I care about
Aw.
them, but the two of you guys come on the stream made it really fun. Thank you for being in this dumb world that we
Oh,
That
made
it's
is
up.
an
so
honor.
sweet. I had such a blast. Thank you so much for having me. And Hershey, it was so nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Becca. This was so much fun.
Yeah, thanks everyone, and have a great night.
Good night.
I